Teamwork makes the dream work. At least that's what they say. But in this week's Parsha, we find out just how clever the women of Am Yisrael really are. Shemot 1:15 records the following. The king of Mitzrayim spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of whom the name of one of them was Shifra and the other was Pua. Whenever the Torah mentions someone's name, we should stop to take note as to why. Why has the Torah gone out of its way to highlight a particular person? Especially given the fact that there were more than 500 midwives. But the Ibn Ezra explains that these two particular midwives were in charge of them all. The midwives under Shifra's authority would take care of the baby, clean up the baby, while everyone under Pua's would help the women during their labor process with their breathing, sort of like their Lamaz coach. And Rashi explains, based in the Sotah 11b, that Shifra, from the language of Meshaperet, which means to improve, was another name for Yocheved, who used to take care of the baby after the birth and make sure that the baby was well. Pua was another name for Miriam, who used to sing sweet lullabies to the baby in order to soothe and calm them. The Mahasha explains that the language, the name of the one, and the name of the second is not found in the Torah unless it's previously stated that there were two people. For example, unto Eber were born two sons, the name of one of them was Peleg, and the name of the second, and this is brought down in Bereshit 10:25. But when it comes to Shifra and Pua, it states the name of the one was Shifra, and the name of the second was Pua. And this is clearly indicating that there are two Hebrew midwives. From this, the Mahasha states that their identities are known from another place in the Torah. And this is how we know that Shifra and Pua must be Yocheved and Miriam. And the Klaikar says that Pua, the language of speaking, refers to Miriam because she spoke in prophecy, and it states that Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, which is found in Shemot 15:20, that she prophesied that in the future, my mother will give birth to a son who will redeem Am Yisrael. Shifra is Yocheved, who returned to the beauty of her youth when she was 130 years old. The miracle was a sign that she would give birth to Moshe, who did become the Redeemer of Am Yisrael. And for this reason, the Torah points out and emphasizes the names that the Redeemer would come forth through. Now, I gotta tell you, the Torah really goes out of its way to point out how clever the women of Am Yisrael really are. Even the other midwives who spoke unto Paro, recorded in Shemot 1:19, state, the Hebrew women are not like Egyptian women. They are vigorous and bear before midwives even come to them. Now, there's something even more extraordinary that the Torah points out. The Ber Ma'im Haim explains that the pain of childbirth derives from the spiritual impurity which the snake injected into Hava. This impurity does not allow a woman to give birth easily and bring more people into the world, since spiritual impurity thrives on desolate places. But our sages teach that the righteous women in Mitzrayim overcame the curse of Hava and purified themselves from this impurity, and thus they were able to bring children in so easily. This is yet one more example of the Torah's demonstration of the cleverness and steadfastness of the women of Am Yisrael, and more particularly that of Shifra and Pua, whose belief in HaShem defied the king of Mitzrayim and gave birth to the nation of Am Yisrael. You can follow this series, A Woman's Worth by Devorah Esther, on YouTube at Gimel Dalet 777. Click subscribe to be notified. If you've enjoyed this video or know someone who would, please share it. Sikul mitzvot.